Have you ever made a bold declaration? That's it. I'm ready for more abundance, more alignment, a completely different life, only to be met with total chaos? Suddenly, the job falls through, your confidence dips, money slows down, relationships get tense, and you start wondering, wait, wasn't I supposed to be manifesting my next level? It feels like the universe is playing tricks on you. But what if that chaos isn't punishment? It's preparation. The truth is, the moment you declare a new reality, you trigger a spiritual initiation. You're not just asking for something new. You're inviting everything that doesn't match it to surface and be cleared. Old patterns, doubts, sabotaging behaviors, energetic residue from your past self. It all rises, not to stop you, but to refine you. This is the moment most people retreat. They think it's not working. But if you hold steady, if you stay anchored in who you're becoming instead of who you've been, you'll realize the test is actually a mirror. The universe is asking, can you handle what you asked for? And if you answer yes, not with words, but with embodiment, your reality has to shift. Stay with me. Let's unpack this. When you deeply desire something, more money, love, impact, freedom, it's easy to think the universe should respond with an instant yes. But often what shows up first isn't alignment, it's resistance. And that can feel confusing, even cruel. But here's the truth. Desire doesn't just attract your dream. It first activates everything unlike it. Think of desire like a tuning fork. When struck, it vibrates at a certain frequency. But in doing so, it causes dissonance with any frequency that doesn't match. So when you say, I want to be wealthy, every subconscious belief rooted in scarcity, unworthiness, or fear of visibility begins to surface. This isn't the universe punishing you or telling you no. This is energetic purification. The junk rises not to shame you, but to leave you. Your system can't receive the elevated reality while still clinging to the survival identity. So the resistance isn't the enemy, it's the purge. What you feel during this time, doubt, fear, sabotage, confusion, is just the noise of the old being shaken loose. Let it rise, let it leave. The clearer your channel, the faster your desire can land. You're not doing it wrong, you're being refined to hold what you've asked for. Desire isn't just about calling something in, it's about becoming someone who can receive it fully. This is sacred work, and you're right on track. One of the biggest blocks to manifestation isn't a lack of action, it's an identity conflict. You say, I'm stepping into wealth, success, confidence, but deep down, your subconscious still sees you as someone who struggles, who's overlooked, or who has to hustle for scraps. That inner contradiction creates what feels like energetic whiplash. You see, your subconscious doesn't care about your goals, it cares about what feels safe. And for your subconscious, familiar equals safe. So if you've lived years identifying as the underdog, the struggler, or the invisible one, then anything that threatens that identity, even something good, feels unsafe. It's why self-sabotage shows up right after you make a powerful declaration. Not because you're weak, but because your inner system is loyal to your past self-image. So when it feels like things are falling apart after you commit to a new vision, know this. Your old identity is fighting for survival. It's not just resistance, it's eviction. And it will claw its way back with thoughts like, who do you think you are? Or, this will never work for you. Your job isn't to argue with it. It's to anchor yourself in the new identity, over and over again, until your system accepts this as the new baseline. This is how the shift becomes sustainable. You don't just upgrade your goals, you upgrade your self-concept. Because your outer world can't rise higher than the identity you're willing to embody. Let's reframe one of the most misunderstood ideas in manifestation, the belief that the universe is testing you. It's not. The universe doesn't test, it mirrors. And that difference is everything. When things feel hard or misaligned after you've set a powerful intention, it's tempting to think you're being challenged, punished, or told no. But what's actually happening is this. The universe is showing you the exact frequency you're emitting right now, not to shame you, but to give you precision feedback. That trigger you felt in your finances, that pattern that resurfaced in a relationship, it's not a failure, it's a mirror. And it's whispering, you're almost there. Just refine this one piece. Every trigger is sacred. It reveals the unhealed belief or energetic residue that still needs your attention. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this reflecting about what I still believe to be true? This is the moment where power is built, not by hustling harder, but by realigning your inner world. You don't need to prove yourself to the universe. You need to become congruent with what you're asking for. When the mirror shows something uncomfortable, don't shrink, adjust. This is divine refinement, not rejection, because the truth is, you're not being tested, you're being tuned. And what you're being tuned for is the exact reality you asked for. The moment you decide to change, really change, something powerful happens. But so does something sneaky. Your old self starts to panic, and it doesn't scream or fight, it seduces. Suddenly you feel the pull to shrink again, to say yes when you mean no, to play it safe, to scroll instead of show up, to chase instead of receive. That's not coincidence. That's your ego whispering, come back. It was easier here. You knew who you were here. You see, your ego doesn't care if you're fulfilled. It cares if you're familiar. And anything unfamiliar, even abundance, love, or freedom, feels dangerous to the part of you wired for survival. So it offers you sabotage disguised as safety. Old habits, old fears, old identities. You'll hear stories like, you've never done this before, or people like you don't make it, or don't get your hopes up. These aren't true. They're memories of who you used to be, trying to keep their seat at the table. The test isn't about effort. The test is about staying loyal to your new frequency, even when the old version of you comes knocking. This is where most people retreat. But if you can hold the line, keep the promise you made to your future self, you will cross the threshold. Because the old self only screams when it's losing power. And your job is not to argue with it. It's to rise anyway. Fear is not the enemy. It's a signal. And more often than not, it shows up right after you've made a powerful choice to evolve. That's not a sign you're off track. It's a sign you're right on the edge of something aligned and expansive. Fear often feels like hard evidence. You're not ready. This won't work. You're going to mess this up. But let's break it down. FEAR equals false evidence appearing real. It's a clever illusion your nervous system projects based on old programming, not current truth. When you stretch beyond your comfort zone, your subconscious throws up red flags, not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something unfamiliar. And unfamiliar to your survival brain equals unsafe. But here's the magic. Fear marks the front edge of aligned reality. It's the boundary between who you've been and who you're becoming. So when fear rises after a leap, don't shrink, lean in. It means you're on the threshold. The mind says retreat. The soul says keep going. You're not supposed to feel 100% ready. You're supposed to feel 100% committed. That's the difference. So the next time fear shows up, smile a little. Say, thank you for confirming. I'm in the right place. Because growth doesn't always feel safe, but it always feels sacred. And if you can walk forward while afraid, you're already free. What if your delay wasn't a setback, but sacred alignment in motion? When life reroutes your plans, it's easy to spiral into frustration, fear, or self-doubt. But here's the deeper truth. Detours aren't denial. They're divine appointments in disguise. The universe isn't ignoring you. It's orchestrating timing beyond what your logic can comprehend. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. There's a ripening happening in the delay. Think of it like fruit on a tree. It doesn't resist the time it takes to sweeten. It just receives the sun, the rain, and the stillness. Likewise, you're not waiting. You're becoming. When things feel slow, stagnant, or unclear, trust that the unseen realm is rearranging people, opportunities, and timelines to match what you asked for. Sometimes what looks like a pause is really a protection. Sometimes the wrong door closing is the universe keeping you on a higher path. Let your mantra become, if not this, then something better. If not now, then in perfect time. Because alignment isn't always fast, it's precise. And the more you trust the delay, the more you anchor into faith, rather than fear. That's when the shift speeds up. So next time you feel stuck or rerouted, ask, What if this delay is divine choreography? Because it usually is. And when it finally lands, you'll realize it was worth every detour. In the world of manifestation, we're often taught to do more. More affirmations, more action, more strategy. But here's the paradox. You don't manifest by doing more. You manifest by being more. The true bridge between your current reality and your desired one isn't effort, it's embodiment. Embodiment means living as if your desire has already arrived. It means choosing to feel ease, trust, and confidence before the external evidence appears. Why? Because your nervous system only allows in what it feels safe to receive. And most people are chasing results with a body still anchored in fear, lack, or hypervigilance. You can't force alignment, you practice it. You become the person who already has the thing long before it physically shows up. Not because you're faking it, but because you're training your frequency. That's how reality bends. That's how the quantum responds. You show up in certainty, in peace, in joy, not because the world gave you permission to, but because you chose it first. So ask yourself, who would I be if I trusted this desire was already mine? And then be that, not for 5 minutes, but as a lifestyle. Embodiment isn't about pretending, it's about stabilizing in the version of you who no longer doubts. And when you become that version consistently, the world has no choice but to reflect it back. The bridge was never effort, it was you. Every time you declare a new belief, I am worthy of abundance. Love flows easily to me. I am safe to be seen. You're not just shifting a mindset. You're challenging your nervous system's default programming. And your nervous system's first question is always, is this safe? This is why doubt, anxiety, or even physical discomfort often increase right after you choose something powerful. It's not because your new belief is wrong. It's because your body is calibrated to the old one. The familiar feels safe, even if it's painful. The new feels risky, even if it's aligned. This is the moment most people back down. They take the fear as a sign to retreat. But the fear isn't the truth. It's just the body asking for reassurance. The real test isn't, do you believe it when everything feels easy? It's, can you stay with the belief when your nervous system panics? This is where the magic happens, not by avoiding the emotional spike, but by regulating through it. Breathe through it. Ground yourself, remind your body it is safe to expand, it is safe to receive, it is safe to believe this now. Your nervous system is not your enemy, it just needs repetition, safety, and kindness. So don't run from the resistance, reparent it, because once your body starts to feel safe in the new belief, it becomes your new baseline, and your reality will follow. Every manifestation comes with a built-in pause, the space between asking and receiving. Between planting the seed and harvesting the fruit. This gap isn't a flaw in the process. It is the process. But here's where most people fall apart. Not because the gap is too long, but because they panic inside it. They question everything. Is it working? Did I do it right? Maybe I need to change directions. This frantic energy scrambles the signal they just sent out. The universe isn't confused, they are. The gap isn't the problem. Your reaction to the gap is. Manifestation isn't about controlling time. It's about mastering your state while time does its work. The ones who manifest the fastest aren't always the smartest, the most spiritual, or the hardest working. They're the ones who stay energetically calm when nothing seems to be happening. They hold the frequency as if it's already done, not because they see it, but because they know it. The universe moves in divine sequence. Some things take longer to arrange because they involve other people, timing, healing, or unseen alignment. But that doesn't mean they're not on their way. So in the gap, breathe, ground, anchor, and repeat. It's already mine. I'm just catching up to it. The gap is not the enemy. It's the womb of your next reality. And your calm trust is what nurtures it to life. Real transformation doesn't start with a glow-up. It starts with a meltdown. Before the caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it enters the cocoon and completely dissolves into a shapeless form. It doesn't grow wings and stay intact. It breaks down entirely. That's why transformation can feel like your life is unraveling, your identity is slipping, and your certainty is crumbling. But this is not failure. This is alchemy in motion. We often pray for change, then panic when the process begins, because it doesn't look like progress. It looks like chaos. like confusion, like nothing is working. But what's really happening is that the old you, the one who couldn't hold the next level, is being dissolved. The universe doesn't remodel, it rebuilds. And rebuilding starts with breaking ground. So the real test is not, can I avoid the breakdown? It's, can I stay faithful while being remade? Can you sit in the unknown long enough to let the new you take form? Can you resist the urge to crawl back to comfort when clarity isn't instant? The cocoon is where wings are formed, but only if you stay long enough for the process to complete. So if you're in the middle of what feels like falling apart, take heart. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. Trust the mess, because soon you'll fly. If this message spoke to you, remember this. You're not being punished, you're being prepared. Every challenge, every delay, every detour is shaping you into the version of yourself that can hold the very thing you asked for. So the next time life feels like it's testing you, take a breath and smile. Because that resistance, it's proof that you're in the middle of a breakthrough, not a breakdown. If you found value in today's video, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another message like this. And I'd love to hear from you. Comment below. I'm ready to pass the test and rise into my next level. Drop that in the comments if you're claiming your shift today. Let's start a ripple of readiness in the community. Thank you so much for watching. Keep trusting the process, stay anchored in your truth, and I'll see you in the next video.